We did it.
Hello, we did it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Website 101 Lunch Bytes. On the first and third Wednesday of every month, we do a YouTube Live. Hello, everyone. Just to get on and talk about whatever it is we feel like talking about. We're taking you hostage, dear viewer.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, minutes. How are you? For 30-ish.
Yeah. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. You know what I've just noticed? For Riverside, the software that we use for this recording, my picture says Amanda Lutz and yours says podcast team.
Oh, for hell's sake. Wait, oh, maybe I can change it.
Nah, don't worry about it. I like it. You are the podcast team.
Why does it say that? It never usually does.
No.
Is it changed now?
It did. It changed now.
Wait, watch this.
I like that. The boss.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know either.
Okay, I don't know why I was the team. That's super weird. Whatever.
I like that though. Oh no, put boss back on.
Oh yeah, okay. Also, Sean is not here.
No.
Sean's not here. It's just me and Amanda for now. Sean may show up. We don't know, but
we don't know.
We're gonna go ahead. Anyway.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you? How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. So first, I have a question to ask about your skill set.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because you are much more designery than I am. I can't design anything, and like I can get stuff from Photoshop, but I really can't do Photoshop. And oh God, even especially anything beyond that, it's just no, it's not in my wheelhouse. If I were to give you a GIF or a PNG, would you be able to convert that to an SVG?
Is it an illustration?
It is. I asked ChatGPT, and
I was going to say,
after a lot of back and forth, and do you mean this, and where do I find that? I got it into like some mapped paths or something like that, and then I could like export all of that and put it in Illustrator. And then I looked at it in Illustrator, and it looked like garbage, like just a lot of lines overlapping. Like it's like little cartoony illustration.
Right.
And when you're supposed to like select all of, like I broke it into the different layers by selecting the different colors, and I thought all that worked out great. And there's no gradients, there's no fading, there's no nothing. And I thought it would be a pretty export here, open in that, and then just fill in the colors. And no, it was a mess. Yeah.
Well, the short answer is I'm willing to try. And yeah, I surely AI in some way can pull that off these days, right? You didn't have much luck, but maybe there's some tool that does it or something. I don't know.
Maybe, but remember in the group, I posted that picture about how I asked ChatGPT just to like, I'm scrolling back and looking for it, to just make me an SVG.
Yeah.
Not even the logo, but just like.
Oh, right. The icon thing.
The icon. And it was
That's
awful.
True.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, it'd be great to share that right now. Yeah. I also have tried to make like, I need 5 icons to represent these different things. Yeah. And whenever I try to get AI to do it, it looks like it's never seen an object before, which it hasn't. Yeah. That's the problem. It doesn't know what an object is. It doesn't know what I think yours was a ladder or something like that was supposed to be in there. Yeah. Anyway, it's something it still isn't great at. But anyone viewing this later while you look that up, anyone watching now or later, if you know a good way to convert an illustration that's in a PNG to an SVG, let us know. Put a comment in there, because I want to know, for my future self wants to know. So go ahead and post it later if you want.
Yeah, So here, let me share my screen because I think this is the funniest thing ever. I have to make this bigger so I can do the entire screen. And that one. So many monitors, it's hard to keep track. So I asked ChatGPT. Here was the prompt. Can you make an SVG in the style of Font Awesome that looks like a slide on a playground? And it gave me this. And
That is
my
that's a
kid was
dangerous, very dangerous
it's yeah.
playground.
My kid was with me and it kind of like started loading from the top and so it's got and then like okay it's got the platform and it's got okay well there's the ladder starting to come in and then it just did this like
Weeds.
garbage and it was we both had a pretty good belly laugh over that
Yeah.
one.
I'm not sure that I would identify that as a slide on a playground if I saw that icon.
No,
But
no, not at all.
yeah, interesting. Okay, well let's try it after and see what we can do. I mean, I know you can trace. That's what illustrators do is they manually trace it in Illustrator or whatever it is with like the pen tool, and then they create gradients with the gradient tool. You could do it all by hand like that, but
Yeah,
I mean that's not my jam. But
no. I thought for sure there would be
yeah, you would think.
some way to make that happen.
It's sort of like the AI web design tools that are available. Like they're great with really straightforward header,
Yeah,
card, that kind of square boxes and whatever layouts. But if you're
yeah.
doing things that overlap and all that, I find it really struggles still. It's not great.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot on Reddit about people just already being over the whole concept of vibe coding.
Yeah.
Like there's just so many security issues and there are so many it's just not efficient code and so it's like it's costing if people are using an API where it costs for like every hit, it's costing them thousands and thousands of dollars. And even in the recruiting hell subreddit
Yeah.
that I like to check out. Somebody was posting that they were doing interviews right now, and all of these like developers were coming in with these awesome looking portfolios, and then they would ask like a really basic technical question, and the developer would be like, "I don't know,
Really?
I'd have to ask ChatGPT."
Wow.
So
Interesting.
yeah, so it's like it's I mean you I AI is a tool like anything else. The vibe coding even is a tool like anything else. But if you just building stuff isn't enough, if you don't know the technology behind it, if you don't know how to fix the bugs, if you don't know how
Yeah.
to make modifications, like
Yeah.
what good are you?
Yeah. And I mean, obviously there's like, you know, different levels of that. Like I, if someone tried to ask me to make a React app or something or Angular, I would have to also say, I'd have to ask ChatGPT. Like I can't do that. It's not what I do, but I do the stuff I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know how to write code. I know how to CSS and JavaScript a little bit and design and whatever else. So have some skill set. Don't make your skill
Yeah.
set be I know how to prompt an
I know how
AI
to
to give me
prompt.
something.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
a
Well,
skill.
well, in the future, I think there are going to be some jobs that's your job. It's
Yeah.
for development, we're not there yet. And quite frankly, I hope we never are. Like I'm getting so sad about seeing the AI actress. And now apparently Timberland has made an AI artist. And it's just like I listened to a bit of the song, and while that genre of music isn't typically my jam, it sounded so basic.
Yeah.
And even a bunch of comments on it were like, of all of the music that has existed, of all of the R&B, the hip hop, like all of the music that has existed for the last multiple decades, and this is what it came up with. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. There's still sort of giveaways that it's kind of amateur. I know that with songwriting, one of the things that AI can't do is sophisticated rhyming styles. Like every rhyme that it makes in lyrics is going to be school cool or whatever,
Yeah.
like a basic. It can't do like slant rhymes and all these kind of things that artists sometimes do where the word doesn't quite rhyme, but if you sing it
Yeah.
in a certain way, it does. Like AI
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be able to get that yet.
I saw a really cool clip. I think it was from like 60 Minutes or something like that. And they were talking to Eminem.
Yeah.
And
Oh
Eminem
yeah.
was like actually incredibly eloquently talked about how with music, like you can rhyme with orange.
Yeah. I saw
And
that clip.
he just like, yeah, just freeform gave a couple of examples right off the top of his head. And it was
Yeah.
like, it was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did you see the new app that OpenAI made called Sora 2? So
Yeah.
there's the Sora 2 video generation thing, but they made an app that's only available for the iPhone right now, which is
Okay.
like a TikTok clone where you
Okay.
can swipe up and see all these videos, but each video is AI generated from a prompt.
Yeah.
And it has a feature called Cameo, where if I have it, I can train the thing on my own face, like turn in different directions, say a bunch of words. It's got an AI representation of me. I can authorize you as one of my contacts or whatever to
Hmm.
use my likeness in your videos. So you could make a video of me riding a dragon or some fucking thing.
That's
Man, this is
so
deep fake
scary.
hell. Yeah,
It
that
is.
is not going to go well.
Yeah, so I saw a couple of the videos that were created, and my favorite one was Ronald Reagan in the White House conference room, opening a pack of Pokemon cards and talking about which ones was his favorite. And it was like it was him in the video, and it was his voice. And then,
Yeah.
but then immediately after, they showed a video that looked like police body cam video of the cop chasing Chucky. Ha 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 ha! It's very funny until they swap out Chucky to be you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then some judge who was like, who's a dinosaur, because,
Yep.
often judges are, looks at this video and is like, evidence, guilty.
Yeah.
And it like
Yeah.
just all of it. And just, oh God, I've heard, oh, it's already started. I have heard that there is now this whole subset of gross, I'll say people, but we know I don't mean people, that will take a picture of somebody in their everyday, somebody walking down the street, somebody in their social circle, a coworker, whatever it is, and create a video where it's like intense eye contact of this person describing to the viewer how the viewer should masturbate. And
Okay.
so obviously they're using this as like aids, like masturbatory aids, guidance, assistance. But it's like it's so I mean it's not anybody naked and it's not anybody showing anything, but it's basically someone that
Yeah.
saying these potentially explicit, even if it's like very technical terms, it's still something
Yeah.
that it's somebody's doing without their consent.
Yeah.
It's gross, it's frightening. I weep for the future.
Yeah. It's really scary where it could go for sure. Okay. So moving on,
Yeah,
anything
enough
else
of
you
that.
wanted to
No,
throw in
enough
here?
of that. No, let's talk about something different.
All right. I have a quick thing I want to talk about here.
Yeah.
One of the reasons we didn't do this last time, that I didn't do this last time, was we had a plumbing issue that we had to deal with here in the house. It's dealt with, whatever. But during the course of fixing that, I was talking to the plumber that came in, and at one point he said, this kind of job at your house, it's not really the normal stuff that I do as a plumber. I usually do different stuff. I'm just doing this kind of as a favor to your contractor guy that you called or whatever. And I said, oh yeah, what do you normally do? Is it like, sometimes plumbers work in high rise buildings because it's different plumbing, whatever. Is it like that?
Offices, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I said, is that what you do? And he says, no. And he kind of smiles and he says, I do the kind of work that other plumbers don't want to do. Now, he didn't elaborate. I didn't ask. You can use your imagination. It's plumbing. I don't know what he's talking about, but he
Yeah.
does jobs that other plumbers don't want to take on. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up here is because it occurred to me that's a great business model, really, to have you're in an industry, you have competitors, right? That you're trying to get jobs and they're trying to get jobs. But if you're willing to do stuff that most guys in your industry don't want to do, it puts you in this like vertical, I guess they call it, right?
Yeah.
And I was just trying to think in our industry as web devs, what are some examples of things that if you wanted to, you could make it part of your shtick. Like, I do this thing. I know you're not going to find a lot of people that do this kind of thing,
Yeah.
but I'll do it. And then therefore you have a bit of a built-in audience. And now, so I was going to suggest some, let me get it started. I'll start one.
Go go for it.
So for me, one of the web dev things that I have to do as a web dev, but I don't like to do, is DevOps. So what I mean by that is like setting up a server to get ready to have a website. So MySQL or whatever it is, the right version of PHP, the max file upload size settings you have to put in PHP to make sure that it can upload files or whatever,
Yeah.
image magic libraries, all that kind of nonsense that, you'll run into problems if you don't have those things set up. And then it can be hard to dig through and figure out what the problem is. I can imagine someone, like if someone came to me and said, look, you pay me a few $100, I'll set up your server. It will work with what you need. You don't have to do a damn thing. I might consider hiring that person. And I know, like Sean, for example, I was going to mention this to Sean if he was here. I think he works with a hosting company called Served a lot, and Served specializes in Craft CMS, which is the content management system that we all use, such that you can spin up a server. This is my understanding, and not have to worry about that. It's already optimized for the Craft environment. So you don't have to, it knows what the minimum settings of this and that are. So they kind of, you could say, have found this like niche. We're going to cater to this market. You don't have to deal with all this nonsense. So that's one example for me, is like, I don't like doing that. If you were someone who is in this industry and you're willing to take that on, that could be something that you promote. You know what I mean? Even just to other developers. Any
Yeah, but
examples?
I find that I've seen a lot of just your basic shared hosting companies that are now offering a one click to get WordPress started.
That's
So
true.
I guess it's kind
WordPress.
of
Yeah.
WordPress because it is more generic and there.
Yeah. But even that though, surely you might run into, like if you're doing certain things in your WordPress site that aren't that standard, mightn't you run into things like file upload limits and whatever, that because they're not in the default sort of setup?
I mean,
I would think.
file upload limits can very easily be changed with a php.ini file. And
Yeah.
but a lot of your even most basic hosting companies will let you, through their cPanel GUI, let you
Yep.
change some of those values. So like
Yep.
not the whole php.ini, but like some of those values.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I don't like doing server setup either. Most servers, are usually pretty well. They come with the stuff that we need already. I don't think that I launch enough projects, enough new sites in a year to like have somebody to do that for me.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you, certainly wouldn't want to have like a guy on the side that's like who handles it for me. I don't think I
Yeah,
would have that much business for that either, of
yeah,
starting new sites.
yeah. But I'm sure corporations like they have a server admin. They have like
Yep.
server staff. Like when you're
Yeah,
dealing with
networking guys, yeah.
AWS, and when you're dealing with CDNs, and when you're dealing with all of these other fancy acronyms and
Yeah.
initializations. Yeah, like and some of them, like they know stuff. They know stuff beyond my skill set. But then it's
Yep.
the same. I know stuff beyond their skill set. So yeah, depending on the size of the project, you definitely need different people for all of these roles.
Yeah. Right, right. Another one I was thinking of, this is more, it goes into the client side as well, and that is analytics, like visitor analytics. So like SEO, but also like setting up tracking, whether it's Google Analytics or something else. It's something that a lot of websites, most of them, probably should have some form of visitor tracking, but no one likes to do it. At least I don't. I don't know, but I hate dealing with
I,
that stuff.
I like using on my craft sites SEO Matic and just
Yeah,
giving it the
yeah,
tracking ID and just being like,
sure. Yeah, yeah,
Off you
absolutely.
go. Do
I
your
do that
job.
too, but that's only the setting up side. There's also the like, what should I be monitoring in my
Yeah.
analytics? Like, what do I need to know about who's visiting my site? Like the number of times I've had clients tell me, we have, Google Analytics running or whatever, and I say, okay, what have you learned? And then they kind of stare blankly, like, well, we don't really look at any of that stuff because they don't know like what they should be
Yeah.
tracking, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Uh,
another thing that if you're someone who likes to do that or at least can do it effectively,
mhm.
it could be a real niche. Like if you want to know about what your website is doing, how it's performing, I will tell you how,
Yeah.
what you need to measure, how you can know if it's successful. I'm actually doing something similar to this right now with a client. So
Mm.
I think that's a pretty good vertical niche that could be
Yeah.
useful, you know?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I made a list of these things because I was going to talk about these. Here's another one. Ready?
Yes.
Email, email validation, like Mailgun, SendGrid, all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
if your site is sending emails, like you have a contact form and you can send something and it goes sends a notification to someone. That's fairly basic, I guess, but I've built sites where you can apply for a job and upload a resume and it gets
Hmm.
sent to the administrator, but it also gets sent to you as the person who submitted it. So you have a copy of it. I
Yeah.
just did a site where they have grants, apply for grants, and there's this enormous form and they have
Hmm.
to upload financials and all this crazy stuff.
Wow.
So you need to validate emails if you're sending all kinds of emails to the submitter and the admin.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you might get flagged as a spammer because there's all this email coming from the server.
Yeah.
And we often use something like SendGrid or Mailgun or whatever, Postmark, there's a bunch of them, where you pay a bit a month and it vouches for the validity of your server. Like you set
Yeah.
up
And you
your,
get like so many thousands of sent emails a month.
exactly, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but it's a pain to set it up. You have to put all these, I mean, there's
MX
an easy way.
records and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. MX records and TXT things and all these zone stuff.
Yeah.
There's an easier way which uses like an email address. You can validate an actual address. If it's coming from this, then it's okay, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's still a pain. So if you're someone who's willing to offer that service, that could be useful, right?
Yeah, it could be. And I think it all comes down to like the size of the project. Like a
Yeah,
lot of the stuff that I work on, they don't have additional money for people to be able to handle that. So I've got to muddle through it. Whereas
yeah,
like big corporate people, yeah, they've got somebody who takes care of the Microsoft 365 email, and they've got
yeah,
somebody who takes care of the AWS server, and they've got somebody who takes care of, all of these like individual things. So I guess
yeah.
it really depends on how much money the client is willing to pay, and otherwise it falls on our shoulders.
Yes, absolutely. And then you have to
Yeah.
decide, is this going to be just a PHP emailing thing on the server and we'll just take our chances, or,
Yeah.
whatever, or a free 100 emails a month type deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Software updates, that could be one. I mean,
Hmm.
well, maybe like that's something we have to do, right? As developers, you
Yeah.
have to be, or at least the site owner has to be on top of that.
Yeah.
Don't let your site fall way many versions behind.
Yeah, because then you're screwed.
Yeah, but like you do have to test them. You have to test updates if you've got a lot of plugins, especially something like
Yeah.
WordPress. I would think you have to test, make sure that nothing breaks. So
Yeah.
if you're able to say, "Oh, I'll make sure your site stays current and this and that for this amount of time," you might have a leg up over someone who just goes, "I'll build your website and then you
And
pay
then
me
walks
and then I
away.
go away." Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All good ideas.
yeah,
Now we
I
just
think
need to
that's
find people to do the grunt work.
yeah, exactly. Grunt work is a good way to put it. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Because that plumber does the grunt work in plumbing.
Uh, my guess is that plumber does the gross stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
probably. But hey, man, if there's probably he's right. There's probably a lot of plumbers who just like, no, I don't do those jobs. And then suddenly
Yeah.
there's fewer competitors to fight against for a job, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, did you want to add anything else?
No, I think we did it all. I think we covered it.
I'll throw something in real quick before we go. We
Okay.
got 5 minutes.
Okay, go.
I'm going to complain about something again. Big surprise. Uh,
I was trying so hard to stay positive this time. I have
yeah.
so
Okay.
much to complain about, and I'm trying to rise
Oh,
above.
really? Well,
Yeah, trying.
we know who we are.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I listened to a podcast recently where a bunch of nonprofits were being interviewed, like people who work in nonprofits, who run nonprofit organizations, charities, and whatever. And one of them said, they're talking about AI and how they use AI. And one of them said, I use AI in my nonprofit to make videos. I don't know what kind of videos he's making with AI. Doesn't matter. But he said, yeah, I use it for videos. And someone once complained to me that, hey, you're putting videographers out of work by going to AI instead of hiring someone to do this. And his response to that argument was, I'm not putting anyone out of work because I will never have the budget to hire a videographer. So either I don't do it or I use AI.
Or I use this. Yeah.
Now, I take issue
I
with that because,
oh.
yeah, oh, yeah, I do. Because I think that when you say, especially if you're an organization, if you're an official nonprofit that has a mandate and perhaps staff and whatever, you're choosing what to put your money toward. You know, it's not true that you'll never have the budget for X. You're just putting that budget somewhere else.
Yeah.
And by trying to cut out the middleman there, the middle person, which is the videographer, everyone is someone else's middleman. So people like us, we would say, yeah, you need a website, you hire someone like us, we'll help build you a website. We're the middle person. But someone could easily say, I can't afford that. I'm just going to get AI to. It's a little hard to do it now with AI so far. You can't just
Yeah.
spin it up and it's running. But how long before Wix or whatever, you just type in a prompt and tell it a few things about your thing and it's got us. Maybe that exists now. I don't know.
It exists already.
Does it?
It's out
So,
there already, yeah.
yeah. So in that case, someone could argue, oh, I just don't have the budget for that. That's why I'm doing it. And you could say the same about a copywriter. I don't have a budget for a copywriter. I don't have a budget for a designer.
Yeah.
Like you're choosing what to put your money towards. So my point is, don't fool yourself into thinking I'm in an industry or I'm in a position where using AI is not hurting anyone else. By using AI instead of a person who does that for
Yeah.
a living, you are.
It's hurting.
And this is, I use AI all the time, as everybody knows. I'm in this sort of two minds dichotomy thing about I think it's great and I think it's awful and it's going to lead to our
Yeah.
destruction, like we talked about earlier. But anyway, it's just something I want to bring up.
I saw a cartoon that said something about how it's so sad that AI is supposed to make our lives easier, but what it's going to end up doing is having the humans in the shitty mundane jobs, and AI is going to be creating all of the art and creating all of the
Yeah.
music and doing all of like the cool creative stuff that humans have been wanting to do forever. And it was like, God, yeah, like
Yeah. And we're
that's
still
kind
doing our
of
own laundry and stuff. And putting
yeah,
a robot.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's I don't want a robot that knows kung fu. I want a robot that's gonna sweep my floors. Like that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Empty the dishwasher, or be the
Oh
dishwasher.
God, fold the laundry.
Yeah.
Just adult. Be an adult for me.
Right. That's right. We need AI adults.
Yes,
Where are those?
that would be nice.
All right. It's pretty close to noon. You want to wrap her up?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's good.
All right. Sorry, Sean wasn't here. Sean, you got something you can watch later. You can watch us talk about this and wish he was in part of this conversation.
That's right. I'm sure Sean would have a lot to add to it.
Yeah. All right.